Alan rushes to San Antonio the fastest he could, and 9 hours later, he reaches San Antonio and starts asking for John's house. A half an hour later, he finds the house and he knocks the door.
Daddy, Daddy! This is Daddy!
Wait, kids. Finally, Richard. We have been on pins and needles waiting for you.
John opens the door, and then he gets surprised when he sees that the man behind the door is not Richard, but a policeman with a sad face.
Good morning. Are you Samantha's brother? Yeah, it's me. What's the matter?
John notes that there's something bad had happened to Richard. Samantha goes directing to the front door. Samantha pulls the door back behind John with much eagerness and longing to see who is behind it. Samantha sees the policeman Alan, and she gets frustrated at not being Richard, and then she says,
Alan, what happened? Why are we here in San Antonio? Where's Richard?
Alan starts trembling, looking at Samantha and her poor children with much sorrow and pain. And then he responds,
John, I need to talk to you privately, please.
Alan takes John aside and starts telling him about the family tragedy. And then John bursts into tears so badly. Samantha sees her brother crying and she loses control. She runs forwards to ask John about his crying reason.
Oh, John, tell me, please, tell me, is Richard okay?
Richard is not coming, Sam. Richard has been murdered, sister.
No. John, no, this can't be true, no. Richard!
Samantha falls to pieces and faints. 1 hour later, she regains her control and starts crying hysterically, hugging her orphan children, indignant at the unfair life that stole her husband from her and from her children. Then John offers to Samantha to stay at his house with the kids for him to start caring for them, and he considers that her children's nurture is his responsibility now. Back to Austin, all the people were scared from what happened, and Doris was at home, avoiding any contact between him and another human being. He decided to stay at home for a while and keep a distance away from the outside to keep all the eyes of the suspicion away from him.
Doris was scared and lonely, and he tended not to talk to anyone, even his best friends that he's used to frequenting their house, where they drank a lot of alcohol, sitting with the worst-mannered women in the region for too late. He was thinking about Richard's last words all the time, and they were being repeated and repeated all over again inside his head without stopping.
This goat. Do you see, Doris? This goat will be my witness. And it's going to be the way to your collapse.
Damn you, Richard. Stop speaking in my head. I want to sleep. I think I'll drink some beer until I get drunk. Therefore, it'll help me to sleep.
Doris goes to grab a cup of beer from a barrel he had in a corner of one of the rooms. And as soon as he reaches it, he sees the goat. He finds the goat of the Wilsons in the living room, standing in front of him, staring at him with its big red eyes and long horns and dark black fur with a little white stain in the middle of the face. Doris sees the goat and he gets frightened and runs out of his house. Doris sees two stranger guys passing by his house, and then he runs towards them, and then he asks them to help him.
Please, help me.
Are you okay? What happened? You scared us.
There is a goat inside my house. I don't know how it came in. It appeared out of the blue. A big scary goat that looks like a devil. Please, help me. Help me to take it out.
The two men got into the house, carefully and curiously, to see the animal that was described to them. Doris goes with them, scared and shaking, and all get surprised when they find nothing.
Are you messing with us? Probably you were sleeping and saw a nightmare.
I think he saw his mother-in-law in his dream.
Now, let's get out.
The two guys go out of Doris' house, laughing, thinking that he's going crazy. And they say,
I think he's probably out of his mind.
Yes, I think so.
After the two guys left, Doris started thinking that maybe everything that he saw was only imagination of his mind, and then he decided to go to sleep. In the next morning, Doris wanted to go out to buy some things for his house from the center of Austin because the food in his house was about to finish due to the fact that he has been 2 days without going out from his house, scared and careful. After Doris has waken up, he gets up from bed and he goes to the bathroom to wash his face. Once he washed his face and started to open his eyes completely, he takes a glance at the mirror and he gets horrified when he sees that there's no reflection of him in the mirror. Instead, he sees that his head was replaced by the goat's head. But this time, the goat is slightly worn out and some of the areas in his face are torn. Doris screams loudly and he falls on the floor, terrified from the view that he has seen in the mirror.
What the hell was that? Again? Am I going crazy? I'm seeing things. Doris realizes that the goat that was appearing to him is the same goat that was at Mr. Wilson's house at the crime time. And then he starts thinking, it's the same goat that was at Mr. Wilson's house. This is nonsense.
After a few seconds, Doris pulls himself together and gets up to look at the mirror again. Then he takes a glance at the mirror and he sees nothing abnormal. Then Doris decides to stop thinking about this subject and tries to distract himself with another thing. After a while, Doris goes out to buy some food and also decides to pass by the crime scene to hear some news about the crime and to see what the people are talking about the murderer. Doris now is walking carefully and scared from acting in a strange way in case anyone mentions the story to him or asks him anything related to the murder. Doris is approaching Mr. Wilson's front door, and then he walks towards it, and he reaches it, and Doris keeps staring at the door without realizing that the sheriff was behind him.